Anchor Baby Airlines radio check. This is your captain speaking, the American Anchor Baby. We should be taking off here shortly. I appreciate you tuning in on this fine Friday. What a fine Friday to be with you. It's it's Men's History Month. We're gonna take it easy, loosey-goosey style here on the plane on this fine Friday. A little bit of this and that. Funny stuff I saved. But what news? What's even going on? What the heck is even happening? Clancy, everything Lindsay. So we'll get to your calls, your super chats, topics, and all that. 844-900-2229. What a mess. I almost forgot. We didn't even do the Jesse Lee Peterson show. I'm lucky I have my little auxiliary studio. Freak technical issue. Just like a freak technical issue. I can't even tell you what it is. Bill's still working on it. Terry, what's up, Terry? More on how women are bad. No, I'm saying that's what the news is all right now, and I'm kind of tired of even that. What can I say? Thanks for tuning in. Any more doomer boomers want to call in? 844-900-2229. You can tell me about the chemicals in the water. I'll listen to you this time. 844-900-2229. Lines are open now.
Hoje eu vou curtir, eu vou me acabar. Hoje é só sal, só a revoar. Eu vou dançar, vou me acabar, despirocar. Me bota armada, tira, mostra como faz. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ele botando na minha chota me faz gemer igual uma puta. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ele botando na minha chota me faz gemer igual uma puta.
Let's get out of here, folks. Happy Friday. Should be a nice, fun show. Let's chill. I see calls coming in. 844-900-2229. You're watching Nick Street. We're watching the Anchor Baby live in the air. Yeah, call in. Tasty PFAS. Tell me about whatever insanity is happening.
Você tá com força até você quase lá. Se jarra gostoso, eu vou te zoar. Só foi duas sentadas e um leque quer gostar. Leque quer gostar. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura.
844-900-2229. I'm about to get to you guys. Appreciate it. Buymeacoffee.com/anchorbaby. I see your super chats. We're going to get to everybody.
Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ele botando na minha chota me faz gemer igual uma puta.
Happy Friday, folks. Don't translate that, kids. Okay? If you're Brazilian, you probably didn't care. You were probably dancing with your child. But that's no judgment. No judgment here. Mic check. Let me know if everything's going well. Let's turn all this ambiance down. Turn down that kid. Turn down that kid crying. Kevin, no, don't do it. I told you don't do it. With the power of AI, you don't have to translate everything. But yes, if you're in Brazil, you probably did not mind at all. That's a nice family-friendly song. That wing is moving way too much. It's supposed to flex. If it didn't, it would break and you would die. Be happy it's flexing. Shout out, what's up? We got the people in the chat. How you doing, Frank? Repo Man, LARPing. John, Frank. No, I already said that. American Native. Terry. Kaya, Confederate General. Jep. Guacamole Man, Mark. Truck. We're going to get to your super chats. How you doing, Riley? Rocksmith. Pinocchio. What a mess. Did you guys probably felt that, huh? No JLP show? My bad. I didn't even I almost forgot. You know, you get engrossed into the next thing, okay? You know how it goes. So we're getting our paperwork here all settled, filing in our stuff here, and so just give me a sec. Get situated. You know, you gotta have, what's it called? The HUD, heads up display. Okay, come on. Let's see. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Here we go. Numbers on the screen. Anchor Baby on the screen. Amazing, okay? So, calls on hold, super chats to get to. There's a couple things I want to do. How do we do it first? I wandered aimless around the city without the JLP show. Man, we felt it too, though. We're in the studio like, come on, computer. All the audio coming out of our audio computer was being ducked. Just kept ducking. And it's the wildest thing. We're like, check this, check that, check this, check that. K-pop Anchor Baby Maxi? No. We went to the favelas for that one. Is this Colombian rap music? No. You know what's the latest to come out of Colombia? If you want, what? Cultural enrichment, right? You know, I give you a lot of this cultural enrichment / trauma. Okay? And this has a global effect. This is having like a global effect. The music and the cultures in America and in certain like youth demographics, what do they call them? They used to call them subcultures. The punks, the goths. So you know what is out of the Colombian intellectual milieu and cultural their cultural contribution to the world. Let me introduce you to Guaracha. Wait, what? Kevin, do you know this? Kevin's like, how do you know this, Nit? I'm culturally enriched, okay? I'm a scholar. I'm a scholar of the cultures of the world. And you guys are saying this sucks. I'm not telling you. You're allowed to form your opinion. That's the point, right? Art's going around. You see it. You're like, I hate it. I like it. That's how it is, right? I don't know about how I feel about it necessarily. It's really just remixed. It's remixed cumbias and reggaetons with this particular tempo. You know, kind of like a significantly faster than your regular reggaeton to a more clubby EDM type tempo with a lot more electronica and glitched sounds. Guaracha, like music, like many things, it's a whole culture, right? So the music came from somewhere, and the thing about guaracha is this pretty modern thing in just the last few years coming out of Colombia, and it's all over the clubs. Miami big, and what guaracha really is as a cultural contribution to the world, it came from, honestly, it centers around a little thing called tusi. You see this imagery, the Pink Panther, the lips, very sexualized pink, a lot of remixes. The Pink Panthers everywhere. Why? Because it's references to like definitely hypersexuality, but tusi. A little what do you call it? Innovation. One of the innovations coming out of Colombia. One of the innovations coming out of Colombia is tusi, what you may have heard as pink cocaine. It's not cocaine at all, in fact. It's actually just a mixture of a number of things. It's usually pretty random. I don't know about how random it is or what's really in it. It's like mixtures of the name comes from 2CB, a little known phenethylamine psychedelic made by Alexander Shulgin back in like the 70s. The guy who like rediscovered MDMA, discovered like all these phenethylamines, famously wrote Picol, phenethylamines which stands for phenethylamines I have known and loved. A book that like got the DEA to arrest them and like crazy things because it's basically a synthesis manual for all the phenethylamines, including MDMA, all that. It's basically like a full-on synthesis manual. And so 2CB, that's where it comes from. They call it 2C, but there's like no 2CB in it. It's like other things. It's like ketamine, MDMA, sometimes acid, sometimes whatever. It's just this like crazy mix. It comes from the clubs. It's very like sex. What's it called? Sex worker world. It comes from all that. A lot of these like sex workers are DJs and they do this music. It's very connected to drugs. It's in the clubs in America. This girl famously, what's her name? Her name was, she famously, just like months ago, got in this crazy crash, killed like 2 people, and her video was everywhere. The body cam video of her going, Tusi, I'm on Tusi. She's nuts. She's going nuts. Where was that? That was in Florida. Where was that? What's that story of that woman, Instagram model, high on drugs, on Tusi, car crash, multiple fatalities. Your homeland is destructive, Nick. Yeah, during Pablo Escobar's time, 80% of all cocaine was like coming from Colombia, supplied to America. Macy Marie Lathers. It's nuts. She's on that Tusi. Hold on.
2024 in Miami. Police are at the aftermath of a deadly accident that killed 2 people. At the center of this all is an Instagram model named Macy Leathers, who was high on pink cocaine and speeding at the time of the accident.
She's what?
She on that Tusi.
Okay, she's on Tusi. So
She's on Tusi. He said it.
She's on Tusi. So she said right now. She's like, oh, I'm from the future. Okay, hold on, man.
I'm from the future, aliens.
Let me just, porque supposedamente they crashed and she tried to leave the scene. So.
She crashed this car and like killed like 3 people. They were on their way to work. They were like these Mexicans.
Yeah, gotcha. No problem.
Aliens. They're coming. They're coming.
Yeah.
I'll get our legs. Go. Aliens are coming.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and assess her in the back, and then we're gonna take off.
Kasha, if you want, where's your car? Is it blocking? It's all the way?
Hey, go.
Right there, but I'll maneuver and I guess I'll meet them over there.
You first see the white Mercedes speeding southbound on North Miami Avenue. It's so fast, you probably missed it, right? So let's show you again. This time we have slowed down the video and highlighted the car. Then about a minute later, you see the driver identified by police as social media model Macy Lathers walking away from the scene wearing that hoodie. She then crouches down to the ground, turns around, and appears to blend in with a group of people exercising.
This editing. Tusi. That's Macy. Yeah, she was pretty young too, I think. She was like in her 20s, like 21, maybe 22. Anyway, so Guaracha, shout out Colombia. Cultural enrichment, little cultural enrichment side note. Things, what? I don't know. Maybe you found it interesting. This is like junkie music. This is freaking junkie music. La guaracha. I'm high listening to this. Let's leave. Okay. What a mess. Okay, we got other things. I want to get to this call. Different intro, different little opener segment than I planned even, but okay. Cultural enrichment. It's a Friday. We're chilling. We're gonna get to. It could be a little hypnotic. It could be like all reggaeton. It could be a little like hypnotic, and it's booty shaking music. You know, it's just like, you know, girls. Anyways, some of the what do you call them? Most innocent girls. That reggaeton music gets to their ears. I tell you, oh my lordy. That reggaeton music, oh my. All right, let me get to Josh out of Georgia. Oh. Oopsies. My bad, Josh. Okay, 844-900-2229. Nick cuts loose on Friday. What's up, man? How you doing? But anyways, Tom Brady said he should have never gotten married. Is that what he said, really? Tom Brady never got. Did he really say that? This is so dumb. wait, I even looked it up. I'm like looking for anything I'm like desperate, okay? Looking for anything. Tom Brady, the 7-time Super Bowl champion, has been on the most incredibly... Okay, blah, blah, blah. I don't have much time for a personal life or much time for myself, but I love working and I love my kids.
Amid growing concerns over poor...
Whoa.
Take advantage of an expert managed portfolio with Robinhood Strategies.
Surprise Indian, what happened? Where's that coming from? Indian propaganda campaign, I think. Viruses just making Indians start speaking out of your computer out of nowhere. It might possibly be a propaganda campaign by Modi after they have realized their stock has gone way down because of social media. I don't know. You've seen it. Like the normies are out here saying, "Oh, I'm taking a poop on the beach," and it's like, okay, okay, you know what I mean? And I don't know, man. Social media is a powerful thing. You know, they talk about action, take action, do something. But like everybody's minds are, it's about like where people's minds are made up. People are watching stuff, okay? Not saying the podcasters are like the most informed people, especially lately. Shut up. Don't stop pointing at me, okay? I want to get to Florida. I appreciate your call. What's up, Florida? I got you on the air. Who am I speaking with?
All right. Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up? Mark, right?
Yes.
How you
That's
been,
good.
sir?
All right. Pretty good. Not bad.
Happy Friday. Happy Men's History Month.
Happy Men's History Month for sure. Let me pull my car over. I had this 2 or 3 subjects. I was trying to pick one. Well, I'll follow up on our last discussion. So I'm kind of like a boomer, but I'm not.
Are you Gen X?
I mean, I still, huh?
Are you Gen X?
Do what? I'm Gen X.
Gotcha. That's
Yeah.
right. I remember now.
But I really just, it really is difficult to say that I'm a boomer. A boomer is like, I think it's really kind of a mindset where like, you know, for the most part of run around playing soccer, you know, hanging out with 20, 30-year-olds, whatever, physically or whatever, I kind of associate with younger people. But our culture, the words, the terminology, everything, you know, it changes so quick that all of a sudden, you know, I'm kind of out of date. You know, with just different words and stuff like that.
But you seem pretty
What was I
advanced
gonna-
with the boomer definition though, because you know that's supposed to be a specific generational cohort. You're born between these years, but it seems to be kind of nebulous. Like it's more of a mindset, like you said. So you seem pretty up on that. But nice, continue.
Well, yeah, I mean, I see it as an evolution of thought. You know, a boomer to me is somebody that comes up to you and says, you know, hey kid, you know, we used to build these cars out of steel or something like that, or it will last forever, you know. And then I don't know, as a Gen Xer, we just, you know, respected that and listened to it. We just kind of acknowledged it. Sometimes you laugh at the boomer a little bit inwardly. The old guy, you know, the old man talking. But you had respect for your elders. And so it just, I feel like that makes you a little bit more perceptive or gives you more of a depth. For me, when I see, because when I see millennials come along and, well, I guess latchkey kids and then millennials and then Gen Z. What is it now? I've forgotten.
Yeah, Gen Z, and I think even Gen Alpha now.
Yeah. And so I can see different problems, you know, in our society, not because I'm very smart. It's just there's certain things I've just observed. And so I guess with the economy, sorry, I kind of went to a different subject, but I guess with the economy, yeah, I know that in 1980, you know, or even 1990, what was it you were saying? You wanted to talk from a boomer that has that doom and gloom.
Yeah, I had a couple of older people call me and they just had like doom and gloom calls, but go ahead. Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to explain that in 1980 something, well, 1984, 80s, mid 80s, after the tax breaks had taken effect and stuff like that. If you were down and out in 1980, like you just going out and look for a job, there's just a job anywhere, and you know, $300 will get you a place to live. It's just, you just have to live it to see I didn't really realize, the lower class, somebody poor in 1980 as compared to right now, I don't know, you're almost hitting that lower middle class. Does that make any sense? I want to say rich.
I mean, essentially that it's tougher now, you're saying.
It's just harder. Yeah, it's just harder. I
mean, I find it hard to do. Go ahead, my bad.
Go. Oh, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say, I'm not denying that. I'm listening.
Yeah. But at the same time, you don't want to be kind of all doom and gloom. I mean, you've got this current economy we're in now, people just have to get creative with what they can do to make a living. I think.
And how creative do you even have to get? That's really what I'm getting at too, because it's a matter of realistic description. I'm not denying that what you said is true, but consider someone like Ardeen who called in to say what? Okay, there's chemicals in the water. I heard that there was lead or stuff when maybe your parents were growing up, or I forget when. And then I heard there was some other material in the water and other stuff when another generation was growing up. And that's not to say that that's good, right? But what was the purpose of her whole call? She just literally called in and said, yeah, so there's PFAS in the water and we're all going to die. And I'm going to get cancer, but I'm old, so I don't care. And you guys are going to die. And who is this person? This person hates Trump, likes blaming him, and it's like what are they doing? Just doom, right? It's like, well, how creative do you have to really get? It's like, yeah, maybe you said it used to be $300 you could get an apartment, blah blah blah, and now you got to be, I guess, but you just got to be really creative. But it's like, what does really creative mean? Like, still just work a full-time job? Am I just really lucky? Is Kurt just really lucky? I bring up Kurt. I'm trying to bring up his personal details, but he's a new worker at Bond. He came from the other side of the country. He doesn't have. I don't know much. He doesn't have a long career and years in an industry, and he's just finished school and he's in Los Angeles living alone, as far as I know, right? Are we just lucky?
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
So I would say a couple things. I think that Popcorn Thumbkeg, he listed the average pay, and then he listed the average cost of rent. Yeah, you have to look at that's the average. So your average cost, I think, was like $19 an hour for minimum wage, and the average cost of a place to live was $1,700. People have to split the difference. When you're starting out and you're at the lower pay, then you're just going to get the room to rent for hopefully, $1,300. You're going to have to work overtime. You're going to have to, work overtime, maybe 2 jobs or whatever. But I think that the attitude that you have when you just have a better, evidently, I feel like you and Kurt, you just have a better attitude when you approach, I'm just going to go get a job. You're not really thinking too much about it. This is just what has to be done. You're going to find some apartment. Even if you're underfunded when you first started working, you're a little bit underfunded, as far as paying for everything. But those type of things, I guess the younger generation doesn't understand. If you do constantly have that doom and gloom, it just makes it worse in all of your interactions. If you're underskilled, now you were talking, I think you said you were a cook.
I was, yeah.
And you were a pretty good cook.
I cooked for a few years, and I worked at different restaurants, and they put me through it. They put me through the ringer, and I think I got some good skills.
That's actually some pretty good skills. Some people might not be trained, and the schools nowadays doesn't seem like they're really teaching them. They're not even really literate when they come out, let alone, I'm not even sure if they have the idea that, okay, this is the skills I need, have. This is what employers need. You need to go some people need to go talk to a guidance counselor, a vocational rehab, to say, look, you need to do whatever. First, you figure out what you want. But if somebody's going to go in construction work, maybe they, take advantage of some state-funded, program to get you some minimum skills, to operate a skill saw and stuff like that. But either way, and then also this economy is built in on a large amount of money that's for your transportation. Now, if you ride one of those scooters or something like that for a short time and just go work at any job, you're already cutting the economy, the cost of, you're already saving, I don't know, per year. I'm just going to throw out an estimate.
I bust when I was here for a while.
And
this is Los Angeles. This is Los Angeles buses at 3 a.m. in the morning because we start at 6, right?
Wow.
With homeless people who have been there overnight, all with their suitcases, no seats available. You probably don't even want it if it was available. And whatever. I didn't complain. Like, I'm not trying to do the I'm tougher than anybody. But I gotta say a little bit of that is needed here because, for example, people today, I hear people say, and then you have to have a roommate. It's like, how can anyone even imagine living with a roommate? It's like, what kind of standards do you want to have? And I'm like, wait, hold on. Now roommate, now having you're a young person in school or out of school, just out of school or something, or a person who hasn't built, saved up or whatever. You were a kid for a while. Doesn't matter. No judgment. But you're telling me, they say, oh, roommate, what standards are we going to have in America? I'm like, wait, am I tripping? Is that like a super low standard? We're in a third world country or what? Roommate seems like if you can't pay for, you know what? Hearing your sigh and remembering that you said that you used to be able to just get a apartment for $300. Okay. I realize that, okay, maybe there's stuff taken from us. But it was before I was even around, It's still a terrible crime.
It's not a sigh. It's not, let's see. How do I answer your question? I've gone through all that roommate because I've stayed at kind of a lower income. I've got a non-service, I've got a veterans pension, so I get this small check, but they do allow me to work and stuff like that. So I've been in this sharing room thing for a while. That's why I kind of sighed. I kind of sigh like, that's been a struggle for different personalities and getting along with people. But then again, it's made me, kind of examine myself, because we normally tend to say, hey man, that guy's playing a radio too loud and smoking some weed or something like that. And you've got this, judgmental anger, whatever for this other person. And somehow, I don't do any harm or I don't do any wrong or whatever like that. And so those things I am learning to overcome that judgmental attitude has helped me, to where now, having a roommate or something is not too big of a deal if they don't make a lot of noise.
I don't know. I've always had a huge tolerance for that. If I need to do something, my tolerance for stuff just goes nuts. Like I just don't care. Like it's just a person they're just there. It's like, okay, I smell some weed. But anyways, man, go ahead. You were saying, my bad.
So
here in the last few minutes.
So yes, I think basically talking to younger people is saying, yes, this is a lower standard, but looking to the president or we did vote for him for a better economy. That I will speak on very briefly. In the 80s, it's very clear that cutting taxes produces a strong economy. When Donald Trump ran actually even Bill Clinton cut taxes too, which is weird. And you have kind of a stable economy. 2016, Donald Trump's first term, his economy in 2019, December, I remember hearing the radio and the reports were just all through the roof as far as the economy was just blooming. And I could see it on Craigslist with odd jobs and things. You put out an ad or something, a couple of days later, that very day, somebody's answering your ad for something to do, to fix something or what have you. odd jobs and stuff like that because you have cash on hand. And economists, they've got these different terminologies, these terms for things. And I started to understand, like, okay, people have some money. There's work out there. And it was just booming. And it's just such an underreported thing. Now, that's December 2019. Now, January 2020, I remember watching CNN, and they were saying that Donald Trump has done such a good job. This is not word for word. But they said basically Trump is going to be reelected unless we have a disaster. And I wish maybe you could find that footage, because you seem like you're really savvy with stuff like that. But that's exactly what they said. If we don't have a disaster, Donald Trump is going to be reelected, because the first Trump term, he had hit everything, his goals as far as improving the economy. And it was just, the idea is that cutting taxes and things like that, it takes a while before you're going to see a net result in how many jobs and stuff like that. When CNN said that, and then it was like a couple weeks later, we had the pandemic was becoming a real thing. It just, I think for me, that kind of, it's just traumatizing a little bit to know
like
that
everything
people
changing,
will
so
lie.
the economy and the lies and the politics.
Yeah, I mean, these people, they lied to us. I mean, some people died. Some people got sick, obviously. But every news anchor, every news outlet, took one or two people dying, and they just blew it up to like it's 100,000 people. And I could listen
But COVID
to it on the radio.
didn't screw up the economy. It was it was like 2008 and COVID.
Oh, they tried to shut it down.
2008 and COVID were two like for sure like these tipping points. But if I may just quickly, a sort of like my take on this economic thing, because what is an economy? They talk about fixing it. They talk about, I'll do this, I'll do that. I voted for this. They lied to me about this. The economy is not just something that you wave. I feel like I'm repeating an Obama thing or something. I feel like someone famously said this, that the economy, you can't simply wave a wand and like do something like that, right? About the economy. Like it's something that's just merely held back by government tape. And it's just a matter of signing some bill, right? And it's like, finally, good economy. This is what I voted for. Okay, it's about real stuff. And so what has like cratered the American economy? It went bad because of this communist BS, this redistribution and socialist programs and all that stuff. It's been this huge thumb on the actual workers, the actual decent people, producers, and all that. They talk about, make the billionaire class. It's like we have this upside down view of resentful people, okay? And that's been the dominating force on the economy and the culture. Let's be real. The Iran war did not ruin the economy. So the reason I and this is how I see Trump, right? It's not like just Trump, whatever. I just love him and do anything he does. No, the way I see Trump is he's a guy who has this business acumen and understands those real things about an economy and stuff, and how they take time to build up. But you have to set the foundation, and the foundation is this trade and the regulations. He thinks correctly on that, right? Not all this like made up stuff of, we're going to unleash America because of racism, right? And undo it, and then all these people suddenly will be geniuses. It's not true. Trump gets that, okay? The Iran war did not do that. Now, it is this limiter. It's this huge limiter on everything because, well, it just puts a constraint politically on the Trump administration. The literal math and economics of it, there's just limits to what we can do. And the question to me as just a watcher out here is, well, what do we even get out of it? Imagine a future scenario where we actually get something out of it and you can like concretely kind of like explain, yeah, this is what we got out of it. And so then maybe then that would make it worth it. And this would be merely like a tightening of a belt for someone you trust to put in place these economic foundations that I'm talking about. But I don't know, right? So that's the big question. I don't know what we get out of it. And if we get nothing out of it, that'd be like a huge blunder, and I don't know how to explain it. I would think it's because he's friends with these Israelis, and the Israelis. There's a point to that, but I don't know how to really explain everything about that. But yeah, so that's my whole take on the economy thing. So I know that you're saying, "Oh, it got worse," but this short term stuff, like I voted for you. You said economy. That's not the thinking. It's about like what is the person about.
I might not be communicating that well. What I'm saying is the different presidents. Well, let's focus on one, Donald Trump. What he did, it takes time for these. I agree with everything you're saying. It takes about, from my estimate, it takes about 3 years to kind of fully get the effect of it. So, but on the other hand, like in California, and I hate to say if, or, it's like, if all of a sudden, just California, they decided to just stop taxing you, stop taxing the gas, stop taxing everything, you just would have more money in your pocket. Like, and that could be, they can't happen because they're all a little crazy. Sorry, this judgmental. But you see what I'm getting at? Like,
a little bit, yeah.
Taxes, just one subject, or just one thing that I know and I can see, and I've experienced it with the different presidents.
And then we got to move on. Go ahead.
You're just giving the people their money back. It's huge, but it does take a little bit of time to actually see, the results of it. And, for me to say that the economy is so horrible, I mean, I'm just saying that exists, that, if you're starting out, it's rough, but, once you get an idea of your skill set, there's a job out there. So
I definitely isolate these two things, like this personal individual spirit of confidence and moving forward versus the government and their job. And sometimes that gets mixed, and the government will start telling you, hey, calm down. Where's your spirit? Pull yourself up, right? But it's just like, wait, hold on. That'd be cool from my friends, from my pastor. But you got to like make this better. Not saying I would be obtuse to assume that you can wave a magic wand. But when they're giving you that messaging, like, hey, stop complaining. It's like, yeah, from my pastor, from my friends, right? It's like, yeah, you're right. But from my elected official, like, no, go back to work. Go back to work and fix it in some way. But I have to understand that it's not like a wand. But go ahead. Last thing to say, then we got to move on. Go ahead.
Yeah, even in 2008, when you had that crash, there is something to go to. You have to recreate yourself. And if you sit around with doom and gloom, you're going to be even worse off.
That's so true, sir. Man, Mark, can you call me again? We spent some good time here.
Yeah, for sure.
Happy Friday. Happy Men's History Month. Take it easy, man.
Happy Men's History Month. All right. Thanks.
844-900-2229. Amazing. I want to get to the super chats, back to calls. A couple of these super chats kind of have to do with some of this. Popcorn Stump Keg, how you doing? Super chatting the anchor baby. Says, you mentioned doomerism and people harping on all these scenarios about the population. Should people stop being so doom and gloom about white people on a path towards becoming a minority in the United States? Yes, absolutely. What help does that do? That literally makes no sense. Doom and gloom, that's a dead person. Okay? There's no reason. There's just never a reason for it. Never a reason. There's never a reason for anger. Never a reason for fear. There's never a reason for it. How are you going to fix it? It's a real issue. That's a problem that must be avoided. Doom and gloom is not going to fix it. So yes, absolutely, popcorn stump cake. So people should stop being doom and gloom about white people on a path towards becoming a minority in the United States. And that you won't be able to fix it that way. And then let's say you can't fix it. You won't be able to. Be of the world and yet not of it. You won't be able to do that. Back to popcorn stump cake. He's like, all the what if and state of emergency talk, or is that okay in your view? I know Jesse uses the term state of emergency pretty frequently in regard to white population numbers. It is a state of emergency. If white people become a minority in America, welcome to South Africa. We live in an amazing country, even with all the problems, even with all the DEI, with all the literally overt anti-white stuff. There's people right now who are like, there's a call. I had a caller the other day saying like, man, I wish that we had something for the actual true American, the real white heritage American here. There's nothing for them. They give all this stuff to these homeless and the immigrants. And I'm like, what is it that you want for the heritage Americans? He's like, stuff, basically. Gibbs, free food, free money. I'm just like, that's what I'm trying to say here is that there's programs and welfare, and you don't even have to do welfare. There's grants and there's actual like things available for you to like get a leg ahead, something if you're proactive enough to find it. And even for white people, and that's what I'm trying to say, for even in this wild America, yeah, you might even get looked over or something because, I don't know, person's not white. And it's possible, not all, that they have a thing against white people. Not to don't walk around being like, oh, it's racist, but out of anything that's racist, that's the only one that's really happening in America. And anyways, the point is, if it happens, what happens? South Africa, all the non-whites basically do race war politics times 10, take all the white people's stuff and destroy America. So yeah, so it is a problem, but no, definitely no doom and gloom. No matter what. But that's like a state of emergency. That's like a national security issue. Do you disagree? So that's my answer. Is there a difference between having a doom and gloom view on the economy versus population dynamics when we don't know what tomorrow holds? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I have an example for you. Look at this. I think they call him a MAGA Iowan. I guess he's a young guy out of Iowa. I think the point of this clip is that he was a previous Trump voter. He's being interviewed here. MS now. And he's got some choice language for the president. Bambinos, cover your ears.
2 years out of high school and I'm already...
Let me see if we can boost this audio.
Struggling 2 years out of high school.
2 years out of high school and I'm struggling.
And I'm already struggling. 2 years out of high school and I'm already struggling for my life. It's just, that's not the American dream.
If you could talk directly to President Trump, what would you tell him right now?
I would just look him in the face and just say, you. That's about it. 2 years out of high school and I'm already struggling for my life. It's just...
Struggling for my life. Like, I'd want to know. No, I'm done with just believing people say I'm struggling with my life. Either you sit down in a Caleb Hammer style audit of your finances or you shut up. Prove it. In America, struggling for my life. So what, working a full-time job? Or are you messing up? So like, just prove, like, hell no. And then there's the just like doom and gloom. I'm just mad. Okay, I saw on the internet that I'm supposed to hate Trump now. Versus, okay, I'm not gonna have a doom and gloom, but the government is kind of trying to sweep some of this away because it's kind of politically expedient for the Democrats, and there is pressures on the economy that are not even necessarily even domestic. And even if the people are wrong for believing that because they don't have the facts, that's what they believe. And I don't know if they're wrong for not having the facts. I'm one of the ignorant ones. But we all know that it is a pressure on the economy. I mean, the gas prices, everybody knows this. Everybody says it. So there is a difference. There is a difference. Thank you for your super chat. Popcorn Stump Cake. Very interesting. Much appreciated. Doomerism. Okay, what else about this? Okay. The resources are running out. Okay, no, enough on that. We got callers, more super chats, I think. Let me see. We're going to get to your super... Well, buy me a... Well, yeah, we got all these YouTube super chats. Incredible. Thank you, someone with the coffees. Very generous. Amazing. Thank you, Kaya. What's up, Kaya? Happy Friday. How you been? I was just telling Jesse about Brian, and he was asking, so I don't know, text him or something. It's Friday. I ain't got no job, and I ain't got ish to do. Just kidding. The laundry, the cooking, and the cleaning must be done. All while listening to the Anchor Baby. Wishing you well. Nicholas, number 1. Back at you. Love you. Kaya, the fam. Shout out to the fam. Francisco, how you doing, sir? Appreciate the super chat. Linya Chin says, economy equals balance. Your blood is an economy. Your breath is an economy. Your nervous system is an economy. Economy of motion is balance of motion. Motion is energy. Energy is manifested potential. I get this, dude. We just mind melded there. Yeah. And some people get this, that economy is an efficiency of motion. It's not just stop being racist and let these black people be rich. Geniuses. And let these, I don't know. And even whites, you know, it's not just always like, but it's just like people who just don't produce in a sense. Linya Chin says, sorry for the very obvious typo, you and I blat. Yeah, you got to be careful, man. He says, my slow twitch muscles have stabilized around 40 RPM as comfortable for 584 reps. This guy's a human machine. My fast twitch have stabilized 45 RPM, 304 reps. Wakarimasu ka? Little different language for you, okay? He says, white people are approximately 3 times as many in the U.S. as U.S. blacks in population. Minority for decades now. You too black to know. 3 times as many in the U.S. Yeah, but there's still going to be like a minority in America when you combine all the other races, right? Correcto, right? Okay, anyways. Linya Chin, thank you for your support. Rumble, shout out to the people. Amazing. So very nice. Oh, Francisco, I didn't really read your super chat. Says, shut up. Oh, no. Says, this ain't the favelas, Nick. What do you mean? What?
Eu vou me acabar. Hoje é só sal. Só a revoar. Eu vou dançar, vou me acabar, despirocar. E bota a armada, tira, mostra como faz. Ai, que loucura. 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 Ele botando na minha chota, me faz gemer igual
my computer's slow, hold on. I'm trying to switch tabs here.
Ai, que loucura.
There we go. Is that too loud? My apologies.
Ai, que loucura.
This ain't the favelas. It's gonna be the favelas. You ain't ready. You're not ready for the true diversity, the true favela diversity. You are not prepared.
Ele tá passando mal, pedindo pra eu parar. Você tá com força até você quase lá.
It sounds like it was recorded in a trash can. That's kind of the charm.
Só foi 2 sentadas e leque quer gozar.
This is not guaracha. This is that favela stuff. This is really that internet favela stuff. The favelas got onto the internet, and then the internet did its thing and made a whole like culture of music. Which the Brazilians dominate, by the way, as speakers of the language, and how they could say loucura like that. Anyways, pleasing audio. I don't know. It's probably, I think that's really the reason why it's gone so global. It's just like merely mathematically, it was just like pleasing audio. Like the way these people's accents and this hypnotic beat and the whoosh and the little whoosh sound. It's over. All right, let's get to some more calls. 844-900-2229. I want to get to Josh out of Georgia, man. I appreciate your call. You're on the air.
Hey, man.
Hey, how you doing? Happy Friday. Happy Men's History Month.
Yes, sir. Right back at you, man. I wanted to bring back, a couple years ago, you had mentioned bug-out bags.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right up my alley.
Seeing how AOC is going to be president in 2028, and, we're going to have the stock market crash of 2029, the Great Depression of 2029, that seems to be a good topic, man, to bring back into, or what I forgot what your thing was, because weren't you saying that a bug-out bag is kind of like,
I don't know. I just like the idea of preparedness. I like the idea of technical, physical preparedness. And it's not, it's a little bit, maybe it's a little bit doomery, which is funny considering what we just talked about. But I don't really go around thinking the world's going to end tomorrow. I don't know. I just like the idea of having, I just like the idea of that. A bug out bag, a portable backpack with essentials. And in the case that you need to evacuate and survive independently. It's just like a cool idea, but consider this, a bug out, you may need to bug out for different reasons. That's not necessarily like an environmental disaster. Let's say you just have to leave the state or leave the area. Well, guess what? You're going to, but society's going or something, and it's fine. California secedes. I don't know. That's maybe too insane. Guess what you would need in like a bug out bag? That would be like a kind of a huge problem. It would be awesome if you had them and you didn't forget them if you had to abscond. Documents. Very important documents, citizenship stuff. So yeah, there's different reasons to have one, but I like the idea. Bug out bags. Why do you want to talk about bug out bags? So you said because AOC is going to destroy the America?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, any tornado could hit or a big earthquake could hit. It ain't even political or Iran could or China or Russia could drop a bomb on us, Pearl Harbor type situation, and it's I just got a Starlink Mini.
There's a fire in your home. There's a fire in your home, and you have a bug out with these important documents I'm talking about. That'll let you rebuild.
Documents.
That'll let you rebuild way faster. I know this because I know someone that happened to. And they had these documents, and they were like, "I'm so glad I had this in this bag, and I left with them." That's maybe I'm traumatized from that, and like, I remember hearing that story from this family member as a kid. But go ahead.
Right. Because if you ain't got no birth certificate or a social security card, you're like you might get deported. Or,
no.
Or I mean they can't.
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got fingerprint. I got little baby fingerprints and all that, and.
Okay.
I don't know what else, but they'd figure it out. They'd figure out that I'm a citizen.
But like, but I know but on other things like Starlink Mini, something that
that's
you
a
can
good
fit that
one.
in a book bag. That's a good one.
That's that's a updated bug out bag. Very good.
Right. That and like, because even if you because if the grid goes down or like technical difficulties y'all are having today, like
Starlink.
That is
no, but Starlink wouldn't have saved us today.
It wouldn't. Okay.
No,
because y'all got a different system.
It was something else. No, it wasn't. The internet wasn't the issue at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, for the average person, like the average household, you may need a firearm in your bug out bag. Second Amendment, right?
Let's go.
You definitely Starlink is like right behind that, because you have a way to communicate. It's like a satellite phone, basically.
Mm-hmm.
In case the natural disaster or something happens. I know Brady would have a good
bug out bag. What's Brady's bug out bag? We need to know Brady's bug out bag. That's what we need to know.
He was talking about Campbell soup yesterday. You may need that Campbell soup that he was talking about.
That's right. We need to know Brady's bug out bag. That's good.
Yeah, I want to know his, man.
And we need to get and he needs to get a Starlink. He needs to add a Starlink.
Right. Yeah. That is see,
shout
people
out
that don't
Brady.
even like Elon or people who don't like electric stuff, electric cars. Starlink is like that's something that everyone needs to have, man, because it's like you can really everything is on the internet nowadays.
Yeah.
And it can if the grid goes down due to a storm, power outage.
We got engineers. We got imported engineers running the electricity, the power grid.
Right. I mean, it helped people in that big storm in North Carolina, and Bill was telling me that it's the reason why Ukraine was able to hold Russia off in the war or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it's a good off-grid type thing, and to go in your bug-out bag,
The real pro move is a bug-out bike. Your bug-out bag on your bug-out bike.
Really?
It's to have your whole. It's to have the maybe even that, but having a bug-out bike with loaded up with a bug-out with like your bug-out loadout.
Interesting. So you can get out of that LA traffic, huh?
Oh, dude. We're talking bug out bike is like we're talking mass civilization abandoning their cars on the streets suddenly scenario where you're able to get between the cars. You know what I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Bug out bike, baby.
Right. You and Brady was talking about with that Mel Gibson movie yesterday.
Oh, Mad Max? Well, we weren't necessarily talking about it. I was just I was just saying that because he was saying like, yeah, I forget what exactly he was saying, but it was so funny. It was just so like apocalyptic. Like, yeah, let him drink the radioactive fluid and we'll do this. And I forget what he was saying. And I was just like, what's going on with Brady? He's gone Mad Max. But yeah.
You would know about silver too, because you should probably have some silver in your bug out bag too, maybe. Huh?
Why do you need silver? Oh, like we're talking real. We're talking like society collapses. We need precious metals to barter.
Great depression, yeah.
You can like even plan for that, but you have limited space. And in my opinion, this is totally an armchair apocalyptic survivalist BS. Okay, because it's like, what the heck do we know? But in my opinion, it's like civilization. It's like hard to predict collapse. Like totally, you can like have a lot of people die and like go into the dark ages, but like even in the world wars, in the highest death rates of the human history, people went to work and went to the grocery store and got their paychecks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but yeah. I see what you're saying. I see where you're going. You're saying pack some silver.
So cash.
I don't know what I'm talking about. That makes sense.
Right. Yeah, maybe. But you want to keep the bug out bag light, and like maybe just regular cash is something that a lot of people don't care anymore that you want to put in your bug out bag, because cash can get you a long way, in a situation. They but
if you need to travel long distances, for sure. Because it's packing, it's packing and weight and being able to resupply. That's the big issue. But yeah, big time, sir. Bug out. What's going in your bug out bag? Starlink for sure. Very cool.
Yeah, because all I got is Second Amendment, Starlink, cash, then maybe like some ramen noodles and water.
Yeah, water purifier, water filter, purifier tablets, class, rain poncho, paracord, knife, rain poncho, paracord, knife. Maybe even fire starter. Right. I don't know. Let's get nuts. Let's get caveman with it.
Those are the basic ones. Okay.
And ammo, baby. Right on, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, last thing you want to say here before we move the wheels?
No, that's all, man. Appreciate the show. And Brady, call in and tell us about your bug out bag, Brady.
Yeah. Right on. Take care, Josh. Call me again.
All right, we'll do, man.
And your documents. Dude, guys, I can't get over this happy Mexican. I just can't get over this guy. I literally can't get over this guy. Look at him. I want you to watch this guy. He's literally he's exactly where he wants to be. There is nowhere else he wants to be right now.
Cuando hace las tortillas. No, I'm making the balls so you can make them.
She speaks Spanish, fellas. Oh my gosh, this is getting a little too much right now. No, Mac, nah, I'm trying to make tortillas, honey.
Tú estás marcando territorio así.
Why are you marking your territory? He says. Estás marcando tu territorio.
¿Cómo no voy a marcar territorio? Mira, estás haciendo tortillas. 2, 4, 6, 8.
I can't get over this guy. I can't get over it. And I want to be like, okay, no, this is race mixing. This is indicative of like a sickness in American society. To be quite honest with you, but I can't hate this guy. Look out, he's like, he's happy. Let him be. This guy's exactly where he wants to be. He doesn't want to be anywhere else.
Siempre que hace comida en la cocina se marca 14. Yo voy a comer 10. 10 quitándole 0 y 0.
And he's like smaller. He's got a giant Aryan. He's got a giant Aryan, says Dairy. Oh man, the American dream. What a mess. I'm sorry, Jesse. We're supposed to. He just wants his country back. Oh, there's more of him? No way.
Are you happy?
1, 2, 3.
He's riding his giant white woman.
Are you happy now?
He's so happy. He's
Be nice.
Okay, that's enough. Anyways, I'm sorry, Jesse. What a mess. Let's get to let's go to Indiana here, I think. Oh no, where am I going here? Who am I speaking with? I think either out of Indiana or Virginia.
What's up, Nick? What's going on with
Hey, Rick, how you been, sir? Rick, Hampton, Virginia.
Yes.
Happy Men's History Month.
Mix that up. Hey, you too. Happy Men's History Month.
Right on.
Oh, sorry about getting the mix up. I was going to say Rick from Hampton, VA, but I want to talk about Gary, Indiana, though.
Of course, no problem.
Hold on a minute.
No problem. Go ahead. Oh, Rick. Huh. I'm not sure what happened to Rick. I think he had to maybe deal with... Oh, I think we got him right there. Rick, I think we got you back. I think I just heard you.
Hello?
Hey, Rick. Hey, just a little hiccup there.
Yeah, my fault. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay. Yes, I want to talk about Gary, Indiana. You know, a storm came through there about 2 weeks ago, correct?
I heard about it.
And what happened? The mayor was getting on there trying to blame talk about racism because it took him too long to restore power. So he's trying to blame the governor and stuff, talking about they ain't looking out for Gary. But the governor turned it back on them. They said, we've been sending y'all money for y'all infrastructure. Where's the money?
Really?
Yep.
I reported on the blackouts and I heard about that, but I was trying to find clips and stuff about it. So it's true. They really are trying to blame racism?
Yes, exactly. Yep. And the problem is it's gonna come back because the governor turned it back around and said that the state has given y'all money for this stuff. So it's between the mayor, city council, and the energy management board, which is all managed by blacks.
Right.
All three of them. So the governor turned it back on them.
That's crazy. So, see, that was the kind of little key part that I was missing in the story, is that they were really claiming this, because then it's true.
Yeah.
These people can't run anything.
Yeah. Yep. The governor, because he come up to talk about, man, they not looking out for us. It's taking them too long to do the power. If you have a storm that daily took all the poles down, they got to start from scratch. It's going to take long. Then, you know, you only got so many high voltage electricians.
My people are being overlooked. Our families are sitting in the dark. We don't need any more excuses. We need the lights on. Gary City leaders have publicly said residents are being overlooked and not adequately prioritized in the recent power restoration efforts, and there have been explicit claims with the idea that race is a factor. Wow.
Yep. Yep, that's what they were saying.
In an appearance on Don Lemon's podcast, Lemon asked Mayor Eddie Melton, whether the apparent neglect might be in part because Gary is a black working class city. Melton replied 100%. Wow. See, these people, they can't run it. They don't want to run it. It's a big scam. It's a big scam.
They mismatched the money in the NIPSCO fund, so they didn't have the money to do the infrastructure, which the state has sent them the money. Because, see, they tried to play it, and the governor put it like, hey, we've been sending y'all the money. What's up with the money?
Yeah.
So the mayor is black, and then the city council is black as well.
We need to be
the
kicking in
energy
doors.
Management program. Yes. So the governor turned around and said, well, I'm going to launch an investigation on the energy management program. That says we did send y'all the money. So you guys, infrastructure, y'all didn't do nothing with it because either the money was gone or it was mismanaged or even stolen.
What a mess,
and they
man.
left that out. Yeah.
In a modern country.
Yep, and the governor said, we're going to launch an investigation because I'm glad the governor, he's a businessman too. He like said, wait, we sent y'all the money.
Yeah,
And
Indiana Governor Mike Braun. Yeah, apparently he did.
And then even President Trump authorized the what's that
Rose to action?
What's that, yeah, emergency aid.
Oh, okay.
Yep, he authorized emergency aid to them.
Where's the money?
They surely.
Where's the money?
That's what the
crazy,
governor's
man.
asking. Instead of where's the beef, it's where's the cheese.
What a waste.
And Indiana gave them the money, and they just had that's when you mismanage money. And the governor said, well, y'all trying to throw this back on me. Wait a minute, we giving y'all plenty money on infrastructure. Sure did. And then
we need to be kicking in doors and getting a record of that money.
And and the
putting
governor,
people
he
in
already
prison.
put in. Yep. And the governor already said he's about to launch an investigation on the energy management company, which is NIPSCO.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. And you always hear the story, and plus, it takes time to restore power. You got a whole entire city without power lines, poles, and everything down. They got to start from scratch. And they got to prioritize. They got to do the vital buildings first, and then they work their way down. Like your hospitals, your public safety buildings got to get power first.
Man, and they voted for that. This is what I'm saying about for those who are like confused and like they need to feel something about the economy. Where are we going and why? They made promises. It's not about promise. It's about like, is the person real or not? Is the person about reality? Obviously, Gary, Indiana is not working because racism is not reality, and it'll never work. Rick, man, I appreciate your call. Anything else you want to talk about here before we move the wheels?
Yeah, happy Men's Month to my brothers out there. Have a great, God-blessed weekend. And let's do the right thing, man, and pay attention, man, and don't let the mainstream media fool you. Because they have everybody thinking, people don't research nothing. And a lot of people don't understand when you're restoring power, that's part of my job. I'm an HVAC guy. But however, I work with high voltage electricians, carpenters, and when it comes to getting power out, man, that takes time. And especially if poles are down, you got to put the poles back up, and the whole infrastructure was down. So now, when they go back and try to restore power, now they call, oh, the infrastructure, they didn't do that. So they try to play, well, y'all ain't looking out for nobody because y'all know people of color here. So the media will play that, get the blacks aggravated, and then the governor turned it around and said, hey, wait a minute, we've been giving y'all money. Where's the money? And there's a peep now. Is that going to be between the mayor, the city council, and the energy management? It's in that area somewhere where some mismanagement went.
I agree, Rick. And America's got to wake up to that, to that lie, to that little lie, racism and all that crap.
That's the first thing you go to when blacks get caught when they're doing corruption. Is in case of emergency, pull the race card.
Rick, I appreciate your call. Call me again, man.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Nick. Love you, man. Be blessed.
Back at you. Take care. 844-900-2229. Oh, Nopia is finally coming out. This little viral instrument years ago, like, caught people's eye and attention. I think they did a little maybe crowdfunding campaign. It's been a while now. They're finally coming out with Nopia in the next few months, I heard. Very exciting. Not sure if you remember Nopia. Very, very interesting little harmonic instrument. The whole thing is basically, it's not that you're not limited to an octave of notes here. In fact, this is more of a harmonic chord building machine. These are all 12 notes, right? All 12 notes chromatically. It's like a root note selection system here. Playing each of these keys actually plays the related chord related to the degree. So if this is C, if this right here is C, the first key is C. And then you go up the degrees. This is the second degree, the third, the fourth, the fifth, right? And then these are the added suspensions and more complicated chords. And then this knob here lets you unwrap the extensions, and you get the 7th, the 9th, the 13th. It's finally coming out.
Hey there, my name's Martin, and I'm going to show you around this instrument.
If you don't understand music, you'll still understand how cool it is in some way in a moment.
MIDI chord generator. It functions on the principle of tonal harmony. But what is tonal harmony? For those not familiar with this concept, it's enough to understand that tonal harmony is a language that works in relation to choosing one of these notes as a tonal center. And it's literally everywhere. It's impossible to overstate how much we hear it in music. In this language, chords function as degrees.
It's actually men's history, white history. This tonal language he's talking about, I mean, it's the backbone of it is Europe, the Gregorian monks, and the 12-tone system, honestly created by Europe, by white people. I don't know exactly which ones, but yeah, it was like monks, it was Christians, and yeah.
Describe how they work. I felt that there was no hardware that tapped into this universal essence of perceiving chords as degrees, let alone offer it in a way that makes it fun to make music. So we built Prototype 1. For this video, I'll be using the chord builder.
Let's just get to the music part.
The pads. By adding in that key to build chords. Between simple...
Oh yeah, sick. Look. Major 7th. The 9th, just on the knob, right?
By adding the available extensions for each degree. The chord builder feeds this information to the different modules.
844-900-2229,
Bass will be in
about to
charge
get
of
to
the
you.
root, which can be played on the pads. can be linked to the chord builder.
Yeah, get me this for Christmas.
It also has a different note that works well for each chord.
Any musicians, do you get the chord matrix available
And it can be
to
on
you here?
autopilot if it receives MIDI data from a kick and a snare.
I mean, you don't have to just make neo soul with this stuff, but here you go. Dominant 13 right here. Wait, not yet. Oh, okay, enough. Dirty stuff, but so clean. I want to go to Texas. And I'm not sure who I'm speaking with. Tejas on the air. What's up, John? How you been, sir? Happy Men's History Month.
Thank you. I wanted to talk to you about. You said the white race, people are concerned, and we shouldn't be concerned about that because the white race becoming a minority and then being destroyed. That's not right now. That's in the future.
I was responding to a super chat that was asking, should people stop being doom and gloom about white people becoming a minority? And I said yes, because that's not going to help. There's no point in having doom and gloom.
No, I agree with that. I just noticed that I wanted to, the past couple of days, I wanted to get to the bottom of why people, and not just because of your show, but why people get gloomy and grim, and and then they say, Israel is everywhere, and they're in, which isn't necessarily false, but it's just lobbyists push for things in Congress. It's true, but I was wondering, why do we have to be gloomy and dark?
What a good question. That's actually a really good question. Why do people get doom and gloom over X, Y, Z? Really, why do people resort to doom and gloom at all? It really is a great question. And I don't know if I can fully answer it, but I just know it's a really good topic, because at the heart of that topic is what motivates people. Why do people act and behave? You growing up, or if you're ignorant or something, you think, well, people act rationally. People act out of their benefit. And that makes some sense. But also people act very irrationally. And people do things that make no sense. And so here's what I'm getting at. Your question was, why do people get to doom and gloom? You're making me think about some of my callers.
Because,
they'll say,
Nick, if I might intercede.
Please, go ahead.
Because whenever your brain is out of options, or your mind is out of options, that does come over you, and it's not there to stay. It's kind of like a signal of something greater to come. But whenever and I think of people that are having addictions, and they're just unconscious, and their life is out of control. And it's not, that can be a dark place. But
absolutely.
You were saying, yeah.
If I may, unless you want to add more.
I could just keep going on and on.
Because I'm following you, man. Because imagine this. You're absolutely right. When someone finds themselves in a particular situation, a conflict or otherwise, and it feels like they have no options, yeah, despair can arise. And to take that even further, I mean, what you're saying is that can happen to anyone. But here's another thing, too. You know when other time despair arises? When everything's fine. Sometimes when nothing's happening. Sometimes when... Do you understand what I'm saying? Here's what I'm getting at. The despair is isolated from the stuff happening in your life, if you really pay attention. The despair is isolated. And if you take it even further, you think, well, why is it even happening? It's almost like merely a tripping stone. Maybe it is an evil spirit, like a literal devil trying to hold me back. It's like, so if you're following me, what I'm getting at is sometimes you get this doom and gloom when everything's fine. Sometimes you get doom and gloom like when my caller was having doom and gloom over other people's lives going wrong and their life was fine. And so you start thinking, what motivates people? What is it that motivates people? And you realize, and maybe you don't see it like this, but you realize Jesse's right. What motivates people is these thoughts, their thrills. They like having the doom and gloom. They like saying, oh, I have no option. It's over for me. When in reality, that's... I almost want to say that's never true. I almost want to say that's never true. I'm trying to think about it. I've never had no option. What does that even mean, no option? What does that mean, no option? Like, oh, I can't keep what I want to keep? Well, maybe you don't get to keep it. And now your life has to change. I don't know what... Do you know what I'm saying here? Like, so to summarize...
are hard to talk about.
Okay, and go ahead. And what are you saying there?
You can go ahead and summarize, but then let me get to this. What I was going to say.
Essentially, that's what you realize. That's what motivates people. What motivates people are dark, evil thoughts, their own thrills, and these kinds of things. And then you end up not taking that kind of stuff that seriously, doom and gloom, etc. You start not seeing it even that real. So I mean, I think it's a matter of perspective and worldview. But what are you getting at? What are you trying to say?
Well, I was going to say these topics are, some of these topics are like, I was going to say taboo. But that's not true. But these topics, they show you when you have these topics and there's a person that brought up the topic for the sole purpose of just because they like the despair. They like it protects them.
Yeah.
You know, it protects them from either it protects them or it protects their choices where their brain isn't necessarily operating because they keep damaging that brain. They keep choosing unconsciousness because they love.
Yeah.
They love
it's
it.
Comfortable. It's comfortable. It's familiar. You don't know. People are all about that. You can get used to anything. People can get used to the craziest situations. There's people on this planet who live in squalor. You know what I'm saying? People can get used to anything. It's a comfort thing.
Right, and whenever you see that, it's because you've had these conversations so many times, or you've.
And you see it within yourself.
Well, you see it's not even worth it anymore. It's not even worth the energy because I don't know if you want to pretend, you want to pretend that anymore,
It's harder to, it's difficult to have an almost out of body look at yourself and see almost beyond yourself and see, well, I'm just comfortable where I am and I need to be very uncomfortable and be scared, sad, anxious, tired, confused until I'm good. It's, you know what I mean? Straight up. It's like a moral thing. It's a moral,
Well,
spiritual thing.
It's impossible. It's like it's playing life on like. No, I wouldn't say that, but
I think you have a little window.
tough.
You have a little window. You have a little light. You have a little light to see beyond yourself a little bit. See, and while your head's under the water and you're like in the thoughts, etc. You get a moment above the water. You get a little breath. You can kind of see. You're like, wow. You know, there's a little light. There's a little light where you can see.
What do you think?
Outside
one
of
last thing
this
and I'll let you
ego? And that must be God or something. But go ahead.
Wait, say that again. I interrupted you. Sorry.
That I think you're saying that it's impossible. I think that there's a little light, a little window into this place beyond your ego, where you could see that you're comfortable in this hell, and maybe stretch beyond this edge a little, and begin this climb. But you were saying, go ahead.
I was gonna say like there's beliefs that some Eastern Orthodox monks believe this, that because they are in seclusion and isolation and pretty much that they are like interceding for the entire world so that God doesn't destroy the world. What do you think about that?
I think that sounds crazy. So these creations of God can tell God what to do by doing some ritual, prayer, or otherwise. That sounds crazy. It just sounds. Why did he even do this? So he's just some crazy person. Okay, just kill me. Just end reality.
Black.
Like honestly, just end it if that's what reality is.
Now they dress in all black. They cover up their faces. They're kind of like goths. What do you think about it?
I've never. You got to send that to me.
Just look up the monk on the train station, subway, the Eastern Orthodox monk on the, I forgot what they're called, but they withdraw from the world on the subway, and he's like in a black hood, and he's next to some like emo girls that are like on their phones and whatever. But
if you find that video, I think I found it. I think I found it. All right, sir. I appreciate it, man. Can you call me again?
Yes. Have a nice one.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Eastern Orthodox vibes with the Gen Z alt girlies. Make this our country. Make this our country, please. Better than whatever this Hassan Piker death cult is. Okay. Let's go to Kirk out of New York. I appreciate your call, Kirk. You're on the air.
WNIT, what's good?
Hey, what's up, Kirk? Nice to hear from you. How you been? Happy Men's History Month.
Yes, happy Men's History Month. First and foremost, I had to look into that Nopia thing real quick. That MIDI send. I need to look more into that little music equipment. Got me
nice.
When you pop that up on stream.
Have you ever heard of Nopia?
No, this is the first time I actually heard it. So I'm gonna look.
Yeah,
into
some
that
others.
myself.
This thing went viral, and some others tried to capitalize over the years. High chord is one concept that came out, and Orchid is another concept that came out. It's nothing like this Nopia, and it sounds like you might be a musician. If you saw them, I think you understand what I mean. But go ahead, man. What were you talking about?
No, I just wanted to mention that, and also I pretty much missed the JLP show, and I thought I would throw in the super chat to answer.
There was actually no Jesse Lee Peterson show today. So yeah, sorry about
for
that.
Real? Okay.
There was some major tech issues
no
earlier,
worries.
and we couldn't do it.
Okay. I guess I still want to throw in my 2 cents about the Bible question of the week. It's something about possession or something like that.
What do you possess?
Oh, what do I possess? Oh,
Yeah.
I possess nothing like every other Zoomer that doesn't possess anything right now at the moment. Even if I want to make a slight joke about it, but there is some realism to that. And then I also want to tie into that pessimism about, doomerism and all these other things that most of us don't own anything or have anything to look up forward to or whatever, and then they go down that doom and gloom path because of they just have nothing to look forward to. But I don't want to be all that. Is that I just look at both sides of the spectrum. I look at the positives, the neutral things, and then the negatives. Of course, for myself, I wouldn't say I own everything. I own nothing for myself, but I look at it this way. I do own some things, and I could do certain things and get myself moving on forward for the better and what's not. But I guess like the previous caller, when he mentioned, I forgot, I was like in and out of the conversation because I was doing something, mentioned about you might have to help me out here with the about these young people, got nothing else left, so they got nothing else to turn to but misery. And then you brought up something about these thrills and what's not.
How they're
I thought you might
how they
wanna
actually
recap
like
on
the
that.
thrills. They like how people are motivated by thrills and actually enjoy the despair, are comfortable in the despair, would rather despair than do something real. And that the despair is often not real, even for those who, like the person I was talking with, was saying, well, the reason people fall into that is because, well, their life goes a certain way and they find themselves, they have no options. But I was saying, well, notice, when else do you get despair and doom and gloom like that? Well, have you noticed it also happens when everything's fine, when you have options, when it's Monday, when it's Tuesday, when the sun is up, when it's cold. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Right.
evil that's happening, and people have a relationship with it. They like it actually. And that's, you start noticing that's what really motivates people, and you stop making their despair and doom and gloom as even that big of a deal. You stop seeing it as even that real.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that even if you have nothing else, you have no options, like you said. There are just some people that just like the despair for the thrill of it, I guess, to get their sick kicks off of it. So there's really not much I could do on my part to help with that person. If they want to go down that path, then let them. Just, let them go it longer. They're not dragging me down that despair. Now, that's when I have that problem, because some people have that crab in a bucket mentality and want to like drag others down that same path of that despair along with them, either through like physically or
we're just talking about it,
verbally or whatever, how they want to do it. And I do notice that, observe that, internalize that or whatever, and I don't go down that path, because I know for me, myself, and I do not want to go down that path, because I have my own path, depending on like the kind of options I have, has like a good ending at that finish line, and I do know that. So I don't want to alternate from anything, and I don't want anybody that is under despair or have thrills from despair want to like throw me off that track. I want to like stay like locked in where I'm at. I don't want to like be throwing off my game then.
So true.
Then that's the thing. So
that's so true, Kirk. I appreciate that, man.
And And the other thing, since it's Men History Month, I do want to shout out one person. I would just say
nice.
One hero that recently passed.
Very nice.
Goes by the name of Peter Cullen. Rest in peace. The last of my goats, the last of my heroes, I was supposed to say.
Oh, he's a goat, huh?
Yeah, greatest of all time. Been a long time Transformers fan for that long, so.
So wait, who's Peter Cullen? Oh, he's an actor, voice actor, Peter Cullen. Oh,
yeah.
Who did he do?
Voice act as Optimus Prime, Eeyore, and many others. He did some voicing in Predator and a bunch of other stuff.
I feel like I might have been
There's
in a
a
different
full
life.
list
I
of
feel like I
stuff
might
like
have been a
that.
good voice actor, maybe, or that would have been a really cool, like, career or something. Peter Cullen, R.I.P.
Yeah, I thought I would throw him in there since, how can I put it, always keeps my head high on darkest days or darkest hours, and has some, I would say inspiring or encouraging quotes to keep on pushing forward, during darkest hours and stuff like that. And the one quote I say, not just me, but many others would live by would be strong enough to be gentle.
That kind of makes sense, actually.
A quote that
I can't even nitpick that hard. Right on, sir.
Yes.
Shout out to Peter Cullen. Happy Men's History Month.
Yeah, and like in general, I don't know if you've been keeping an eye on a news cycle, but this week is a wild week, the way how people been dropping like flies all in 1 week, which is wild. 2026 is built different. I think this year takes the cake.
Yeah, these celebrities and all that, Dolly Parton and all that, but it just brings out all the phonies, no? Like everybody's like, oh. I did get to see. I never really saw her, but I did get to see this video of her being very, very graceful about her cancer and about her health. In great spirits, smiling, the best attitude. Nothing like, oh, it's so hard, it's so painful, or I have this terrible cancer. It's all euphemisms. Oh, the doctors have to go underneath the hood and make sure the transmission's not slipping. It's just all like euphemisms and great spirits. I thought that was awesome. That's probably how they used to build them in the good old days. Dolly Parton, something I got to see there.
Yeah, she actually said that. I don't really know much about her, but if she actually, said that kind of stuff, that kind of goes back to one of JLP messages from one of those streams like a while ago. I think one of the callers was dealing with cancer or something like that, and he mentioned something, don't think too hard or too much about it. You got to remain present, because those are just all thoughts and stuff like that. And something else he mentioned, it was weeks ago that he mentioned something like that. I guess for any kind of illnesses that you deal with, you don't let all those negative thoughts get to your head. I guess in this case, or JLP's case, you just remain present, do the silent prayer, and
that's true, Kirk. I gotta run, man. You gotta wrap it up for me, sir. Apologies.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought I would mention those 2-3
No problem.
things,
No
but,
problem.
Hey, man. Have a good weekend.
Take care, Kirk. Appreciate it. Take it easy, man. Folks, I wanted to get to all my callers. We got Fallen State happening in like no time at all. Mere minutes. Eric with the coffee says, no man says, I'm struggling for my life that has a hot girlfriend. What he's really saying, women are expensive in this Instagram economy. I'm struggling for my wife, says Eric. Popcorn's Thump Keg with a coffee says, did you say that if white people become the minority here in America, then the non-white people would do race war politics times 10, take white people's stuff and destroy America? Yes. It's happening right now. What are you talking about? Look at South Africa. How is that not being in your imagination? How do you know what God has planned for America? God is not involved like that, okay? He's letting us do and destroy ourselves, okay? So you're not even... What happened to take no thought on tomorrow? No, it's like... It's directionality. Look, you have to be kind of smart to be able to tell the difference between... Oh, you're just like in your thoughts and making up stuff and versus someone kind of pretty smartly simulating stuff. But do you plan on taking anyone's stuff or destroying America if/when white people become a minority? No, not me. I'm white on the inside. I just find it funny that everyone is in their imagination when it comes to almost anything except what will happen if whites become the minority in America. Sound the alarm on that one. I'd love to respond further next time. Popcorn Stump Craig. I do apologize, folks. We got to run. It's Fallen State premiere happening basically right now. The countdown is probably happening right now. We got the redirect set on this stream, so you're going to be kicked over to the Fallen State. Thanks for being with me. All your support, your calls. Happy Friday. See you guys Sunday. Rebuildingdemand.com/